Hello, everyone. It's good to be back. I'm Starr Ravenhawk.
And I am Rhonda Allen. Welcome back, everyone. Happy
Yeah, welcome back again.
Friday.
Absolutely right. And we're so glad to be back in 2025. This is our second session for the show for January 2025. And again, we're
Yes,
happy to be here tonight. All
yes.
right.
And what are we
So,
talking? I'm just gonna roll our little intro.
yes. All right. Okay. I do want to say,
So
I don't know
yes,
about you.
y'all, it's us.
Yes. I do want to say, I have a few friends that are very ill with whatever this virus that's going around, very ill and can't seem to get better as yet. So I wanted to say
Mhm.
a shout. I'm not going to say their names, but they know who they are, and I wish them all, sending them healing energies tonight because everybody seems to be down with something. I've been lucky, and I'm
Yes,
but I've been doing what I've always
yeah.
done since the pandemic. I've been wearing my mask and gloves. I'm sorry. I am not taking chances. I don't want to get anything. So I've been lucky and not
It's the
with the
wisest thing to
virus.
do. It's the wisest thing to
Yeah,
do. It
because
really is because there are so many getting sick right
right.
now.
And they're not just down for a week or two. They're down for like 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and
Yes.
not being really in bad condition and coughing nonstop. So I don't want to get anything. I,
Yeah.
I can't afford to do any of that. I'm autoimmune, so
No.
I'm precautious. I keep my mask on when I'm outside, so I'm all good. To each his own kind of a
Well,
thing.
good.
I have to take care of me, so I'm
Yeah.
going to take care of me in the only way I can. That's just the way I
And
see it.
that's the wisest
Yeah,
thing. So blessings to those who
but
are
yeah,
ill
sending
and as they
energies,
are
healing
requesting
energies to all of
healing
them. Yeah. Yeah,
and
and we
healing
wanted
in
to
equal measure.
also mention that we have WitchCon that's coming up February
Yes.
7th to the 9th, and both myself and Rhonda are going to be on WitchCon, offering
Yes.
different magical classes. Rhonda, what's the name of your class that you're doing? And it's one I mentioned what day
I will
is. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think actually I'm on the 7th. I do believe I'm on the 7th. I have to go back and
Okay.
confirm. I am early in the program since it's 3 full days of workshops, over 100
Right,
presenters and
right. That's
teachers.
awesome.
So I'll be teaching Tarot and Our Journey to Magical
Ooh, that
Alchemist.
sounds really
That is
good.
the workshop.
That sounds really
Yeah.
great. I
I'm
can't wait to
excited
see
for
that
that
one.
one.
And I am,
That's a
yeah,
fun
and
one.
I'm doing past life and revocation magics. I love doing that one because it's an actual. I go through the whole past life, everything, and what you can do for yourself, dealing with any kind of magics, curses, or whatever it is, dealing back into your past, into present. And there's a
Mhm.
ritual that I take everyone through, that really does a great job of people of helping people, because whenever I teach that class,
Beautiful.
people tell me that they see results from the time they do the ritual. So it's a great
Excellent.
class for people to have, and I do hope many of you have signed up. Again, Rhonda mentioned that there are over 100 workshops, right? Different presenters,
Yes.
um,
Mhm.
and that's literally over 100 different presenters, including
Yeah.
ourselves. So I hope to see many of you there. And
So where to find tickets
oh,
for
right,
that?
and
So if you go on to Star's
witchcon.com.
page, you can go to witchcon.com. You can go to Star's page. Hopefully, and if you haven't, you'll repost it
Yes,
with your QR code. And you can go on to my social media pages, rhondaallen.com, northern New Jersey tarot.com, whatever, and find the QR code
yeah,
on my page. So you can purchase your tickets
yeah,
through either one of us or witchcon.com. And once you purchase your ticket, you get to attend live, but also have access to the replays forever.
yes.
So
And
that
that's
is a
another
beautiful
good
thing. So
thing. The fact that you don't just
yeah.
have to go to the website, you can go to our pages that you love being on our profile pages, and click on the QR code, and there you go, get
Mhm.
registered. And it's great to be
Uh,
attending and having and enjoying all of these workshops. And as Rhonda said, it's a forever thing. You get to be able to
yeah.
go back and because you're not going to be able to do, even in those 3 days, all 100 plus workshops. So you
No,
will have access to
exactly.
all of that. And it's a great tool to have because we used to do that
Oh my
online
God.
before. It's a lot of work doing the online ones, and we're not we're
Yes.
not doing that anymore. It's very costly to do and everything. So more
Yeah.
power to Christian Day and Brian Kane for doing that.
Okay.
And I hope you guys will come
Precisely.
and enjoy it because it will have a lot of great workshops and a lot of great learning tools that you will get to do
Yes.
there. Okay. And of course, there are our
Yes.
workshops that you'll be welcome to peruse. And like I said, my workshop, people have literally said from the time that they go home or whatever it is and they do the actual ritual of it, they see results. They can feel the results already
Yes.
from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So it is a very useful tool or class or workshop as it is. All right.
That is
And I
fabulous.
have classes. We have classes coming up. I have to look up all the ones I have. There's so many of them I have to still put up throughout the year that we're going to be having that hopefully you guys will be able to join us at. Okay. Rhonda, what
Excellent.
about
And
you?
let me just I have coming up next Friday. Let me just check the calendar again. Next Friday. This is I'm on the right place, I think. I have StarCon coming up this
Okay.
coming week. That is in taking place. It's a live in-person event in Florida, but it's also virtual, so you can join virtually if you like. It's StarCon, STAAR Con. Um, that has tons of workshops, tons of classes, and I'll be teaching a class there specifically on tarot. And I'm just going to use tarot and the AI phenomena. So,
Okay.
what's
All right.
going on
Sounds
with
good.
digital divination? Plus, I also have my in person classes here in New Jersey, also at Riverside Wellness and Enchantments. We just started our first 6 week session for those who are just starting with tarot. Finally, I want to mention Northern New Jersey Tarot Meetup, which is not necessarily, we're not on the Meetup platform anymore. But in any case, we just started that. That's every month. And we're doing a blend of the elements and the mix of the major and the minor arcana partners. So last night we just had our gathering and it was the element of spirit, which is aligned to the major arcana, and we went through the number 0 and the Fool card. So it's a
Awesome.
very different blend because we speak about how those elements and numbers are represented in other media like dance, music, food, architecture, art, all of those things. And we bring that into our understanding of the cards. So
That's
Northern New
wonderful.
Jersey Tarot. Yeah, that's fun.
Okay.
That's it.
And
Enough of me.
as you mentioned where to get yours, I forgot to mention. Mine is at either at WFT Academy of Pagan Studies.org or and again WFT Academy of Pagan Studies.org. Or if you go to my Reverend Starr Ravenhawk page, um, public page, you will see a list of all the events for the entire year, and it would have all the classes there. I'm still putting it up. Unfortunately, there's a lot that I have to put up still, but that's where you're going to find all of the updated information. All
Yeah.
right, so check us
The
out.
year, the
and
year is underway. The year is
don't
underway.
forget Witches Fest that we have coming up July 12th.
Yes.
And we have a lot of great presenters, and we have two, at least one of the presenters that was supposed to be there last year that had missed his flight. Mark Nakamp, he wants to come back this year
Oh,
because he said he
sweet.
missed it last year. And I know someone else had broken her ankle, and I'm hoping that she'll be able to join us again. I'm not
Yes.
sure.
We need to confirm if she can
Right,
join
right,
us.
right. And we have others that are
Absolutely.
coming in as well that will be
Yes.
great new presenters for you guys.
And
Um,
that weekend again is
July 12th,
in
Saturday, July 12th, from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
at
And
Astor Place,
at
live and
Aspen,
in
yep,
person.
exactly, all day long. And there are going to be workshops and vendors and presenters and everything for you guys to be able to enjoy,
Yes.
and also musicians that are going
Yes.
to be playing their hearts out for you guys. The different performances, dancers, and everything for you guys. So come out and enjoy the day with us. Um, and hopefully, in the future we'll be make it more than one day. But for now, we're kind of sticking to one day. It's been a
Yeah.
lot of work, and
Yeah.
we've all had our illnesses, and we're gonna stick for right now with the one day.
with the one day, and
And
there's
hope you
plenty,
guys
and it
come out
has
and
a
enjoy
history.
it. It's a lot
What
of work.
year is this? What year is this, Star?
2025.
But
And it's
how
been,
what
oh, right, right, right. It's the 14th year. This is the
Thank
14th
you.
year of us doing this. So
Through
it's a
the
lot of
pandemic
work. 14
as
years
well.
of doing this.
Virtual through the pandemic, back to in person in the
Right.
city, all good things. I do want to
Yes.
mention one last thing that this project that I have been stewing with for a couple years, but I'm going live with it this year, which is Conclave of the Mystics. It's an event for BIPOC magicians, so Black, Indigenous, people of color magicians. It's going to happen on August 2nd. It's a single day conclave, if you will. It's a
And
mix
where is
of
that going to be?
That's gonna be in New Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
TBD on location, but it will be in New Jersey in person. It's a mix of business and, pagan studies, so it's a blend of those 2.
Oh, that sounds great. I want to join
Yeah.
on that one. If
Yes,
it's
you
not too
will.
far out in New Jersey.
Yeah, yeah, no,
My car
yeah,
has been acting
definitely.
up. My car has been like suddenly going, what the hell? Why is it so
Ah,
cold? And so it's choking.
exactly.
It's saying,
Oh,
like, that thing that says when you get the fixed. So when I
yes,
put it on, it usually tells me what's wrong with the car. It's saying nothing is wrong with the car, but
it's just
yet
cold.
it's having a hard time. It's freezing up, I guess. And
Yeah.
so I'm having to like pump start it, and it's
Oh my god.
choking out smoke and everything, and then all of a sudden it's perfectly fine, like
Yeah.
nothing went wrong.
It's
And I'm
cold.
just
It's
like, then
cold.
what is wrong with it? Why is it doing that?
Yeah.
I've
It's
never
going
seen it do that before. I guess it's the minute they hit the single digits and everything, it gets. So
Listen,
I'm
we've
gonna
been
have to go start it
spoiled.
up tomorrow. I'm gonna
We've
have to
been
go
s
start up my car tomorrow.
Yeah. We've been spoiled a little bit
Yeah, yeah,
over the
yeah.
past several winters.
Yeah, it's been
Anyway,
this is a cold one. This is a cold one. But yeah. So but what we wanted to do was just to remind you guys of all of those things, and we wanted to go right into our well, first we're going to do our commercial about what else we have going on at Magical Witchy World
yeah,
channel, and then we're going to go right into the astrology. All right?
right
So let's do that.
on. Yes, absolutely.
I'm still kind of getting used to the gray. I was like I said, I'm still getting used to me being gray, but I'm getting older, I guess. It's just
Hey,
still getting
I'm
used
with
to the
you.
fact that I'm gray headed, gray haired.
You can't see my grays, but they're in here, especially back here, but they're
Yeah,
in there.
yeah. You're like, that's why I finally just said, you know what, just embrace it and run
That's
with it.
it.
All good.
Yep,
It's all good. It's all good.
it's
Okay, so
all
on with
good.
the astrology for you guys. I hope you guys enjoying it. Okay, so your 2025 horoscope says everything will look different by the end of the year, and this is in general. I'm doing a general part first, and then we're going to go into some of the different signs. Okay, so several new
Mhm.
beginnings are going to be unfolding throughout the year for some of you, and some years kind of you kind of see some years blend together, making them hard to kind of differentiate. And there are years it feels like nothing even happens. It's so boring and dull, right? But we have not had those boring and dull years in the
Yeah,
last few years.
not
But
for a while.
some years are just so bloody chaotic. They forever sear themselves into your mind, bringing back memories that feel as fresh as something that happened almost yesterday. So the 2025 horoscope for each of your zodiac sign is proof that this year will be one of those unforgettable years, as it has the potential to be one of the most game-changing and history-making of your entire life thus far.
Mm,
That's momentous, okay?
yes.
And monumental. Even numerology supports this theory, as 2025 is considered a year of completion and conclusion, bringing a major cycle to an end just as it jumpstarts the engine for the next one. After all, again, we do numerology. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 adds up to 9, which is a number that symbolizes
Right.
new beginnings. And according to numerology.com, A 9 universal year lands right at the climax of something called the push cycle, which begins in year
Yes.
8, with a steady rise of power and momentum, and reaches its peak in year 9, and then launches a brand new chapter in year 1 all over again. So we're just
Hmm.
wrapping up year 8, a time of revolutionary breakthroughs that affected both the collective and the individual. And clearly, we're going to be spending this year pushing away what will no longer be of use to us by 2026. You're going to
Yes.
find that a lot of things are not going to be of use for you anymore. It's all
Hmm.
part of a grand story, and we're only just at the beginning. 2025 begins with us deep in the muck. Driven Mars will still continue to retrograde until what, February 23rd, when it entered
Hmm.
Cancer on January 6th, where it had us feeling emotional, defensive, and protective. And this energy could have you hiding in your own shell, feeling hesitant to make a move despite the fact that you really have no choice but to get up. However, a powerful shift took place on January 11th when the North Node of Destiny entered Pisces and the South Node of Karma entered Virgo.
Yeah.
Wow.
So already again, and this is the general overview for everyone right now, and then we'll go into the signs. So, as Starr was saying, this is a momentous year. The universe is shifting gears, bringing our focus toward empathy, spiritual openness, and imaginative undertakings. But with innovative Uranus stationing direct in 30th and extravagant Jupiter stationing direct in Gemini on February 4th, you can rest assured that the wheels are slowly beginning to turn, which is good. And when the North Node joins forces with dreamy and spiritual Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces, the most climactic and chaotic degree, on February 7th, it could open us all up to something entirely romantic and otherworldly. That's kind of exciting for me. Anyway, the North Node in Pisces will bring us to the edge of a new story, one we've already started writing. It all began with that lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 17th of last year, 2024, but it will continue with the total lunar eclipse in Virgo on March 14 of this year, 2025. There will be one final turning point in the eclipse story that occurred on the Aries Libra axis from 2023 to 2024, and one that will unfold around the partial solar eclipse in Aries on March 29, 2025. Okay, so we're going back a little ways, but it's all coming full circle, if you will, this partial eclipse in Aries in March 29, 2025. As you let go of that residual energy from that time in your life, you will continue careening towards something new, bringing rise to surges of destiny during the total lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 7th and the partial solar eclipse in Virgo on September 21st. These are the moments when profound turning points will unfold in your life, especially if you have placements in Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces.
All right. And because
Mm,
because the North Node of Destiny entered Pisces on January 11th, while that alone would be enough to make 2025 a very transformative year, it's just the beginning. Because
mm,
Pluto in Aquarius is underway, sending us all on a 20-year long metamorphosis that officially began in 2024. On March 30th, 2025, Neptune, planet of compassion and delusion, will leave Pisces, where it has
mm.
been since 2011, and enter Aries, where it was from 1861 to 1875, the era of the American Civil War. Just giving you some heads up to some things that how much this is happening again in our lifetime.
Mhm.
Actually, not our lifetime because I wasn't alive in those times. So in this
Yeah.
lifetime for me, on
Right,
May
right.
24th, Saturn, Planet of structure and stability will enter Aries, bringing those born from late 1996 to early 1999 to the brink of their Saturn return, aka a cosmic rite of passage that signals true adulthood.
Yeah.
Okay. On June 9th, Jupiter will enter loving and caring Cancer, where the planet of joy and abundance happens to be exalted. And the second half of the year will be marked by delicious energy, as it's the only way to describe what Jupiter in Cancer will feel like. But wait, that's not all. On November 7th, we'll bring Uranus, the planet of revolution and sudden changes, into Gemini, where it will remain until 2033. So some of the things that's
Wow.
going to happen this year, that's going to begin this year, is going to last for a while. Unfortunately, because
Hmm.
lasting effects of these things will play out for a while. Okay, just
Yeah.
yeah. The last time Uranus was in Gemini was in 1941 to 1949, which saw the end of World War II and the beginning of the Cold War. So yeah, there's a few, things that's going to be going
Heavy,
on again,
awful
because
thing.
these are what's
Yeah.
happening right now beginning in 2025. And despite all of this forward momentum, 2025 is also marked by a myriad of retrogrades that will help us to go back in time and retrieve what was missed and overlooked. And this year, Mercury
Mm.
will retrograde through fire signs, allowing us to rediscover what makes us driven, passionate, and creative. And the first Mercury
Gee.
retrograde begins in Aries on February 23rd, ending in Pisces on April 7th. The second takes
Mm.
place in Leo, beginning on July 18th and ending on August 11th. And the final Mercury retrograde of
Mm.
2025 starts in Sagittarius on November 9th, ending in Scorpio on November 29th. And again, all the dates I'm
Mm.
quoting tells you what's going on, because again, I'm going to repeat it. The last time Uranus was in Gemini was in 1941 to 1949, which saw the end of World War II and the beginning of the Cold War. So little bits of,
Mhm.
just giving you some heads up things, okay?
Pay
But
attention.
2025 will come to an
Yeah.
end with Neptune back in Pisces and Uranus back in Taurus in the midst of their annual retrogrades. And this will temporarily bring us back into the past, resurrecting themes that may have taken precedence over the end of 2024 and allowing us to clear away what lingers but is no longer welcome. Jupiter will also
Mhm.
retrograde through Cancer, hitting the pause button on its many blessings. However, as
Mm.
Neptune stations direct on December 10th, it will reopen our hearts right in time for 2026, preparing us to fully reap all that we've sown throughout the highly eventful year of 2025, because it is going to be momentously eventful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots
Yeah.
happening. Lots
Many things we
happening.
want,
So
but
let's
hey,
begin. Yeah, lots happening. We have to pay
yeah.
attention. We have to pay attention. Well, let's begin your 2025 yearly horoscope for each of the zodiac signs. And here's what you can expect from the year 2025 according to your sun and or rising sign. And seriously, you're missing out if you don't include your horoscopes for your rising sign, okay? For Aries, your 2025 horoscope predicts several new beginnings in your life. You may not feel very hopeful when 2025 started, and that's okay. It begins on a bit of a rough note with Mars, your ruling planet, in the midst of a challenging retrograde. On January 6th, it revved up in intensity when Mars backtracked into sensitive, defensive, and conflict avoidant Cancer, stirring up trouble in your fourth house of home and family. Luckily, this retrograde comes to an end on February 23rd, lifting a weight off your chest and allowing you to rebuild after making a mess. All right, Aries. It could even help you sort through your domestic affairs if you're willing to get over your pride. All right. The past few years have been particularly eventful due to the fact that the North Node of Destiny has been moving through Aries since mid 2023. But on February 23rd, you are officially passing over the torch to Pisces as it leaves your zodiac sign and enters the next. This shift will make your spirituality and your relationship with your subliminal self an even more important focus, along with your physical well being and connection to the physical realm. All right. It's all about balance between the inner and the outer. Spring will likely be the busiest season of the year for you by a long shot. In fact, your life could change drastically, especially during the month of March. On the first day of March, love goddess Venus will station retrograde in Aries, where Venus is considered to be in detriment. You may feel extra self critical and challenged in your relationships, especially as Mercury stations retrograde in Aries on March 15th. You'll be doubling up on the retrograde energy this year, but retrogrades always maximize growth and help you tie off loose ends with yourself and others. So before that Venus retrograde ends on April 12th, a partial solar eclipse will also bring an end to a major cycle in your life on March 29th. Rising at 9 degrees of Aries, you're closing this chapter for good, at least for the foreseeable future. Okay. However, something new begins almost immediately. It's like no rest for the
Right.
wicked. You're going to get started up again. On March 30th, Neptune, planet of dreams and delusions, will leave behind its 20-year stint in Pisces and enter Aries, encouraging you to embrace a deeper love for yourself and the world around you that will last until 2039.
Need that.
Big stuff. Yeah. On May 24, Saturn, planet of karma and discipline, also enters Aries, forcing you to get serious about your future and have pride in how hard you're working on yourself. All right. On June 9th, expansive Jupiter will enter Cancer, bringing blessings to your fourth house of home and family. And this will make all the challenges you've experienced during Mars retrograde worth your while. However, it will place pressure on your identity and sense of self, which is forcing you to grow as Jupiter in Cancer squares off with Saturn in Aries on March 29th and with Neptune in Aries on July 4th. So for you, Aries, 2025 comes to an end with Mars at the height of its game, moving through Capricorn. And this will bring attention to your 10th house of career and legacy, the most public area of your chart. All the new beginnings of 2025 will position you to obtain even more power and influence in
All right.
2026.
That sounds good.
All right,
Sounds good, right?
Aries.
I'm hoping it
Yeah.
all goes with it,
Yes.
because we got to move past all those transformer things that's going to be happening.
Thing.
Yeah. Okay. Taurus,
Yeah.
your 2025 horoscope says you're seeing how much you will grow this year, the growth for you. The year starts off slow as action packed
Mm.
Mars will begin retrograding through your third house of communication on January 6th. Until February 23rd, you may not feel like doing much communicating, especially as emails continue to pile up and conversations can't help but frustrate you. However, January 11th brought a welcome change as the North Node of Destiny entered Pisces and brought special attention to your 11th house of hopes, dreams, and aspirations. For the remainder of this year, you may feel called to achieve something meaningful, something that can benefit far more people than simply yourself. In many ways, you're about to receive so much clarity about your life this year. Your Taurus horoscope for 2025 shows that you're still adjusting after a long period of instability and forward movement. But this year, you're laying down roots and discovering so much more about where you are already are. Okay. Spring begins on a
Mhm.
sour note a bit as Venus, your ruling planet, will station retrograde in Aries as of March 1st. Not only will Venus be in detriment whilst moving through Aries, but it will also linger in your 12th house of subconscious energies and self undoing. This could unfold as a sort of
Mm.
ego death, forcing you to let go of something you once loved or placed value on. The intensity of this retrograde will alleviate some after Venus retrogrades back into Pisces on March 27th, bringing up your deeper dreams for the future until Venus retrogrades officially ends on April 12th. The end of March will bring a succession of major planetary transitions that signal the start of something completely new for you. It all begins on March 30th when dreamy Neptune slides into Aries, activating your 12th house of spirituality and subconscious until 2039. So it's going to last there for a while because that means you need to
Yeah.
wake up and go into your spirituality. And this will deepen your
Hmm.
psychic insights and stretch the limits of your heart. But once Stoic Saturn steps into Aries on May 24th, it could bring up some unhealed wounds that that you will spend time to understand over the next 2 years. And luckily,
Mm.
Saturn has its joy in the 12th house, allowing the planet of karma and discipline to support you, okay? To not only support
Beautiful.
you, but through this inner healing. On June 9th, exuberant Jupiter will also enter Cancer, bringing abundance to your third house of communication. And this will expand your social circle, introduce you to a new set of friends, and release blockages that prevent you from expressing your mind the way you wish to. And the biggest planetary shift will unfold on July 7th, when Uranus, planet of revolution and rebellion, leaves behind Taurus, where it has been since 2018. And this has
Wow.
forced you to cultivate a stronger independence, showing the different facets of yourself, that you are multifaceted. However, as Uranus enters Gemini and your second house of money and possessions, it could signal several lessons about how to release control over something that may actually be holding you back. However, Uranus will
Hmm.
temporarily dip back into Taurus as of November 7th, resurrecting old themes of self discovery and unexpected rebellions. And as Mercury retrogrades through Scorpio as of November 18th, it could even create shakeups and hiccups in your relationships until Mercury stations direct on November 29th. And as the year comes to a close, you will realize how much you've changed, how much you've grown, and inevitably, some of your
Hmm.
relationships will have to change as well accordingly to adjust to the new you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Big work. Big.
Yeah,
So far,
a
everybody's going
lot
through some
to
big
believe.
work. Aries and Taurus. Yeah. Yeah. So, Gemini, your 2025 horoscope says you're going to be rebelling against everything this year. All right,
Yeah,
Gemini.
go on with your bad selves.
Yeah, that's it. Go on with your bad self. The year begins in a slog, a bit of a slog. Okay, thanks to that Mars retrograde. Excuse me, thanks to the Mars retrograde. However, this past January 6th, just a little while ago, that retrograde will shifted gears as Mars re-entered Cancer, where it brought up issues related to your second house of money and possessions, and that should last until about February 23rd. There may be conflicts surrounding the level of ownership of your life. Okay, rest assured that these problems are only temporary and that they will spill into the background of the North Node's shift into Pisces on that we just came through on January 11th. This will bring endless blessings to your career and reputation, driving your focus toward outer and inner success. Jupiter in Gemini will also bring you a surprise gift since once it stations direct after a long retrograde on February 4th, showing you who you're becoming. If there's one thing you can count on, Gemini, this year, it's the fact that your life is about to skyrocket. In what direction? That's still a question. Only time will tell. But your Gemini horoscope for 2025 will give you a glimpse of how this exciting story will unfold for you. The universe is about to roll out the red carpet for you, but it is red like the Golden Globes or red like burning hot coals. This is something to decide. Probably a bit of both, to be honest. It's probably a bit of both. Your connection with your community at large may come into question on Venus, planet of love and money, as it stations retrograde in Aries on March 1st. This could reveal distaste in your social circle, as well as a lack of desire toward your aspirations and larger than life goals for the world. This will only be compounded as Mercury, your ruling planet, also stations retrograde in Aries, revealing communication errors on social media and everything in between. The confusion could get more intense once your ruler, Mercury, re-enters Pisces on March 15th and Venus follows suit on March 27th. This will force you to embrace deep introspection about how you're projecting your image to the world until these retrogrades peter out by mid April. Don't worry though. You're discovering so much about what you really want to accomplish. A series of major planetary ingresses are set to unfold at the beginning of spring, starting with Neptune, planet of dreams and delusion, entering Aries on March 30th. This will start a new story that expands until 2039. That 2039 date is big for everybody, okay? A story centered on your 11th house of community and higher ideals. So, that new story that's going to expand until 2039 is going to be a story centered on your 11th house, Gemini, of community and higher ideals. You have the potential to be an incredible force for positive change as long as you don't get mixed up with the wrong crowd. Okay, on May 24th, Saturn, your planet of karma and discipline, will also enter Aries, forcing you to construct a community marked by mutual support, stability, and loyalty for the next 2 years. Jupiter's tour through Gemini comes to an end once the planet of growth and abundance enters Cancer on June 9th. So now we're about mid year. Your luck is getting ready to change, especially in terms of money and wealth accumulation. Repair your relationship with the coin. Important. While all these planetary shifts will be impactful, none come close to Uranus, planet of revolution and rapid forward movement entering Gemini as of August 28th, where it could completely sharpen and illuminate your truest self, the part of you that is free from conformity and dependency. If it feels like time is moving too quickly by the end of the year, you've got plenty that will force you to slow down. Okay. Uranus retrograde will re enter Taurus, your 12th house of spirituality and solitude, as of November 7th, giving you some respite from its turbo speed level of
Mm.
change. And your ruler Mercury will also station retrograde in Sagittarius, your 7th house of partnerships, on November 9th, revealing all the ways your desires for independence may be shaking things up with your closest allies and enemies. So be aware.
All right.
All
Now,
right.
Cancer. Your 2025 horoscope says this could be your luckiest year yet. Nothing is
Whoop
ever
whoop.
perfect, but this could truly be your luckiest year. Your 2025 horoscope promises that you're being blessed with abundance. And by the time these 365 days are up, you may be looking back on a year that was overflowing with good fortune. But that being said, it also starts off on super rough notes. On January 6th, Mars retrograde slid or backslided into Cancer, bringing your ego to the forefront of your challenges. And it may be hard not to take some of this challenging energy so personally, and yet it could also encourage you, or it encouraged you to really prove yourself and your self worth. Fret not, because on January 11th, there was a welcome change that took place as the North Node of Destiny entered fellow water sign Pisces, your ninth house of wisdom and adventure. And it made you feel the wind beneath your wings this year. And you might even have found yourself traveling to faraway locales. When a full moon rises at 24 degrees of Cancer, you may even have an epiphany, coming to terms with who you're becoming and where you stand on a soul level. Let's not forget the moon is
Mhm.
also your ruling planet. Okay. So by
Mhm.
February 23rd, Mars will station direct at 17 degrees of Cancer, setting you free from its frustration. However, you may be dealing with a new challenge once Venus, planet of love and money, stations retrograde in Aries on March 1st, sucking some of the fun out of your 10th house of career and reputation. So mind your way there.
Mm.
You may struggle to feel passionate
Mhm.
about your professional path or tend with conflict among colleagues. And this will only be amplified once Mercury, planet of communication and cognitive function, stations retrograde in the same zodiac sign as of March 15th. Luckily, both
Mm.
planets will have station direct in Pisces by April 12th. So when you'll walk away from the experience with a renewed perspective of what you believe and have faith in, a series of major planetary shifts begins on March 30th. This is when Neptune, planet of spirituality and fantasy, will leave behind Pisces and enter Aries, your most public and ambitious house. For the next 15 years, you may find that your career takes an artistic turn from here on out, or perhaps become more centered on healing and empathy. On May
Mm.
24th, Saturn, planet of discipline and longevity, will enter also into Aries, placing pressure on your professional pursuits and forcing you to take them more seriously for the next 2 years. On June 9th, the most exciting shift of them all takes place as Jupiter, planet of growth and expansion, entered, enters Cancer, blessing your first house of the self with more confidence and encouraging you to take up more space in the outer world. Okay, let yourself shine. Lastly, revolutionary Uranus will enter Gemini, your 12th house of subconscious inner workings, as of July 7th, launching a long period of spiritual introspection, and that would last until 2033. That's a long time. So that means there's a lot
Yeah.
of growth there that you need. While all of this is happening, a
Yes.
full moon in Capricorn will highlight your relationships and how they've grown on July 10th. And you may be taking a relationship to the next level or realizing that you've outgrown someone that you've invested heavily into. Okay. A beautiful moment of personal growth may unfold as Jupiter in Cancer forms a trine with the North Node in Pisces on
Mhm.
September 21st, bringing you somewhere far from home, literally or figuratively. This divine alignment will bring you exactly where you need to be. But it will also heal professional wounds as Jupiter squares off with Chiron in Aries on October 23rd. And the end of the year will cause you to kind of shift gears. And that's because Jupiter will station retrograde at 25 degrees of Cancer on November 11th. And this will encourage you to pull back and focus more on inner growth for the remainder of 2025. But this is just the beginning of something beautiful. And so much of the story you begin writing this year will unfold over 2026. All right? Looking forward. Yeah,
Wow.
that's a lot.
Good. That's a lot for cancers
Yes.
to yeah. So I think we have Leo. I just want to time check. It's 10:48. We can jump through Leo, I
I
think,
think
and
we
then
can
go
do
on to the
Leo and
next, or
then
what
do
do you want to
the
do
tarot.
here? Or
Yeah,
do what to
yeah. And then we'll do the rest of next
tarot, yeah,
next
because
week.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So let's get through Leo,
Yes.
okay? Would Leo be you, Star?
Nope.
Are you a Leo? Or are
No,
you
no,
Aries?
I'm the Aries. I'm
You're
the Aries past. Yeah.
Aries. Yeah, we start I don't know why I keep thinking you're Leo because it's the hair thing, but Aries
I
works
know,
too.
right?
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. All right. Well, for you Leos out there, I love my Leos. Your 2025 horoscope says your birthday season will be extra spicy this year. Extra spicy. Love the spice. You're enduring a period of intense growth this year, but all that pressure will turn into a diamond. Your Leo horoscope for 2025 shows that you're fully submerged in a healing journey, but going with the flow and embracing these ups and downs will bring you more than you bargained for. Not gonna lie, this year will probably begin on a harsh and combative note. All right, Leo. Mars retrograde in Leo will oppose dark and revealing Pluto in Aquarius, your seventh house of partnerships. As of January 3rd, this is what was going on. And it highlighted any beef you might have had with somebody. All right. Well, unfortunately, that was the start of the year, but this could be an opportunity, and it could have been an opportunity to either squash it or get even in whatever way that means, however you define that. All right. Mars re entered Cancer on January 6th, which gave you a break from the chaos. And it also revealed hidden enemies along the way as it activated your 12th house of unseen energies. A mysterious shift also took place over your life once the North Node of Destiny entered Pisces in your eighth house of dark taboos and intimate resources on January 11th. That will drive, or yeah, that will drive you to embrace a total transformation of the heart, namely in the way you give and receive energy from others. All right. While this journey will unfold over the course of the year, Mars stationing direct on February 23rd will strengthen your connection to your intuition, gearing you up for openness and forgiveness as the year wears on. By this spring, you'll be rethinking your sense of adventure and the long-term goals that are meaningful for you. On March 1st, love planet Venus will station retrograde in Aries, your ninth house of perspective and philosophy, showing you where, when, and how you may have stopped believing in something. You may even travel to some unexpected places you visited in the past, especially after Mercury stations retrograde in Aries on March 15th. However, both Mercury and Venus will station direct in your secretive and possessive eighth house by April 12th, revealing inalienable truths about what you've been hiding. Okay? You're going to go through things. But you're gearing up for several major beginnings this year, starting with dreamy Neptune on March 30th. This generational planet will enter Aries, where it will take you on wild and unexpected adventures until 2039. Long term.
Mhm.
You may even discover, yeah, you may even discover yourself becoming an educator and an explorer. By May 24th, hardworking Saturn will also enter Aries, encouraging you to solidify a perspective that you can build upon. It may be time to go back to school or rethink the path you've been on. All right. So now, once extravagant Jupiter enters Cancer in your 12th house of spirituality and solitude on June 9th, mid year now, you may feel like retreating from the spotlight and looking inward, possibly even taking a period of alone time to process your feelings and to reconnect with spirit. By July 7th, rebellious Uranus will enter Gemini in your 11th house of community, where it could shake up your standing in your social network. Until 2033, Uranus and Gemini will lead to tons of new friendships, introducing you to new circles. This year, Leo season, so birthday season, will be spicier than usual thanks to Mercury retrograde. On November 18th, Mercury will station retrograde in Leo, which will push you through a period of self review. You may be redoing things, rethinking things, and rehashing things, but it will help you detangle a mess that has been lingering in your mind. 2025 ends with you dealing with imbalances between your private life and your public life. A retrograde Uranus re enters Taurus, the most public area of your birth chart, on November 7th, which could unleash unexpected shifts in your career and social standing. However, Mercury also will retrograde through your fourth house of home and family from November 18th to the 29th, revealing misalignments in your personal life that need
All
correcting.
right.
All right, so that's
For
all
tonight
for
with the
Leo.
astrology, and we'll
Wow,
be doing the
lots
rest of
going
the
on.
next week.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes. All right, tarot
Yay.
time.
All right. So, Rhonda, what do we do? What card? What are we pulling the card for tonight?
Ooh-wee.
I know, right?
I think it's a time for touch. Yeah, I think it's a time for touching base and going inward. We just came through that full moon in Cancer, right? We just had a Cancer full moon some days back. So let's go ahead and do the self-care card. What is the area of self that you need to be focusing on and tending to of self that you need to focus on as far as
Yeah.
self-care?
Okay. Okay.
Oh
So, what have
Lord.
you got? What have you
I
got?
am just laughing because I got the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles.
Girl,
Actually, I just had this card show up for
you
me
got the
last
nine
night.
of pentacles?
Knight, the Knight of
Oh,
Pentacles.
because I was just
I
like, did we get the same card for a minute there?
oh,
Okay,
see? Oh my
go
gosh.
ahead.
So I have the Knight of Pentacles. And when it comes to self-care, what does that suggest to me? This is the hardest working knight. The Knight of Pentacles is earth energy. This is the guy who's trying to roll the boulder up the hill. Okay. This is the one who starts and doesn't stop. They take their time. This is the part of self that says, I will focus on, I'm going to take my time, but I'm going to put my shoulder to it. I'm not going to quit. I don't stop. So, what it suggests to me is okay, Rhonda, we know that the work, because this is all earth energy, it's about work, job, profession, career, money, all those things, all the things you're trying to manifest and build. We understand
Yep.
that the effort and the work is there, that you are going to be that person on the horse trying to make it happen. Self care, make certain you give yourself a break. Make certain you factor in as you do schedule all the work that you need to do, schedule in all the rest you need to take. That's the message for me. What'd you get?
Okay.
And you got the 9 of Pentacles.
That's what I was trying to tell you. I thought you said for a minute there that
Yes,
you had gotten the same thing. The nine of pentacles. And look at her.
and she's
Girlfriend
beautiful. That's
is
one of my favorite
sexy and
cards.
sensuous. And the pentacles are all around her. Look at the stability behind her, the greenery. Like
Mm,
she's laid the groundwork to
mhm.
get out of it what they need to this year, and I am
Yes,
running to that so much. That's my self-care right there, getting what I need to get, that land I want
yes,
to get, and
yes,
to
right
be
on.
self-satisfied in it, to just get it and know that it's mine and go from
Yes.
there. And this
Oh
is
my
all
god.
about taking care of that. And look at me, like I'm
That
like,
is
this is just
that is
me.
listen, let me tell you what, I do a 20 card year, I do a 20 card year ahead spread, and I did this on New Year's, just on New Year's right after midnight. That is my card for 2025.
Girl,
The 9
girl,
of Pentacles is the same energy. So yeah,
it
yeah.
is, this is a beautiful card. I
Make
love
it
this card.
make it so.
Look at
Yes,
that
it's a
thing. Look
beautiful
at that
energy.
thing. And all that money surrounding them, and knowing that, because people forget, when you have that kind of land and everything else with it, that's your wealth. That's your
That is
everything
your
that you're
one.
going to invest into. So this
That's
is,
it. That's beautiful. Right on. Love it.
yes.
Love it. Love it. Love
I'm
it. Love
like,
it.
I'm
Love it.
like, this is my nurture, my care, my everything. Once I get it, I'm all good.
Exactly. Well, lots
I'm all
happening,
good. Yes.
and I'm glad we were able to spend time going through all that astrology tonight. But who
Yes.
do we have coming up next week?
Next week we have Brian Kane joining us, And
Yay.
I can't wait to have him here on the show,
Yeah,
because
that's
they've
gonna be
always been so
exciting.
busy, and so I'm glad that he had the time to join us.
Yes.
And in the meantime, this is our 81st show. Would you guys believe it? Our 81st
Amazing.
show. So
Hey,
great being
'cause
with you guys, and into the
yeah.
future, hopefully for many years to come. And
Yes.
we would like to again thank everyone for in the chat and anywhere else that you are. That we would love to have you, and please continue to watch the show. Send us some ideas and thoughts of who you want on the show, or topics you want us to discuss on the
Yes.
show, and we would gladly do so. And in the meantime, please,
Do like, subscribe, and share. We
yeah,
really
absolutely
appreciate it. Thank you all so
appreciate
much
it.
for
Thank you
joining
all, and
us
have a
tonight.
wonderful night.
Yes.
Okay,
And we will see you
next week.
next week.
Take care. Bye bye.
Everyone. Goodbye.